Hey guys, my name is Ash and welcome to my channel. This is a new channel that I've created just now and this is my first video in it, so hopefully you enjoy it. So listen, this is a quarantine period, coronavirus is all over the place, so actually what I want to talk about is the 3 things you can focus on during this period to come out of it stronger and better than ever. So what are these 3 things that we can be doing to better ourselves? Growing our knowledge, of course, working on ourselves and something that we're passionate about, and finally, working on our bodies and getting into shape. So, I'll be talking into a little bit more detail on each of these things. Let's start with growing our knowledge. First of all, there's no better way to do this than by reading books. Obviously, there's YouTube videos that you can watch to gain content and learn information, watch documentaries and things like that. But in this one, I just want to focus on some books that you can read. So obviously growing your knowledge can be in any kind of desirable areas that you're interested in as well. But in this case, I'm talking about kind of growing your mind and making sure you're open to being able to absorb different information. So I can recommend 3 books that I've recently read, and all of them have been amazing in their own way. So in no particular order, first of all, Think and Grow Rich. Amazing book in order for you to think like an entrepreneur. The author took so many years to write this book that it's incredible. I would highly recommend checking it out. So, Think and Grow Rich. The second one, of course, the unbeatable Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that is, for people who don't know about it, I mean, why don't you know about it? It's a crazy good book, stood the test of time. So, this book is obviously written by Robert Kiyosaki, all about financial education and financial knowledge. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur or thinking about growing your own business or starting something on the side, this is a must read. It's also written very conversationally, so it's really easy for you to absorb all the knowledge and information coming. Finally, the book I would recommend is The Richest Man in Babylon. Again, amazing in its own right. Also a book that's going to help you think more like an entrepreneur, think more in a way that you can not only make money, but help people while making that money. So, 3 books again: Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Richest Man in Babylon. Okay. So now that we've got that covered, the other part that we need to focus on during this period, as I said, is to grow ourselves and work on something that we're passionate about. What does that mean? So maybe it's for those of you people who have wanted to always create a side hustle. How do you get this started? What are you going to be doing to be able to grow yourself in that way? Is it just going to be about the 9 to 5 for you? Or have you always had some deeper passion that you wanted to pursue? Now is the time to smash that, start working on it if you haven't already. So there's 2 types of people here: a person who hasn't already started working on their side hustle, and secondly, the person who has started working on their side hustle, but always come up with excuses to procrastinate and delay what they have to do or what they know they have to do. If you're the type 1 person who doesn't know what it is that they're passionate about, you've got several ideas that you're playing with, maybe now is the time for you to get down and get to the bottom of what you're really interested in. And think about it, just write things down. Just write them as a list. And then just look at it and be like, what is it that I want to work on? What is it that drives me to it? Why do you want to do this side hustle of yours? So I would say pick one, right? Just pick one that you want to focus on and start thinking about how you can grow it. It might be something that you've always kind of had in the back of your head that you wanted to do, but maybe you haven't really had the confidence or the drive to go for it. Now you're sitting at home and you've got a little bit more time. Think about it. Time to go and get started. The second type of person is the person who has something but procrastinating, right? For you, what I recommend is just write down a list of things that you want to get accomplished. So before you lash out at me, this was also me. So I'm telling you from experience, just write a list of all the things you have to do. It can be a long list, it may not be, but if it's a long list, don't worry, right? It's fine. All you have to do is also think about how you prioritize them, right? Which one do you have to do first? I recommend almost getting the big things out of the way first. People try to focus on kind of achieving the small things in there, maybe come up with a logo and be like, yeah, I definitely want to do that. I'm just going to spend 5 hours doing that, but you haven't thought about what your business is actually going to provide, what the service is actually going to be doing. But instead, you've spent a lot of time designing your logo or maybe coming up with a perfect name. But instead of that, maybe it's time to actually focus on what it is your business is going to do or your side hustle is going to focus on. Who are you going to help? How are you going to help them? Right? Actually think about those things. So anyway, back to the list. You write a list, prioritize it, and just start ticking them off one by one. Right? Just start ticking them off. Now I know you guys will definitely look at it and use this exercise as another procrastination method to write all of the list down and to take ages to prioritize everything. Forget about that, right? Just don't do it. Instead, write a list very quickly and think anything that's just on top of your head, and maybe you'll think about it a little bit. I wouldn't spend more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes max on this, right? Prioritizing, again, just think about gut instinct, what it is that you have to do first. Not what you want to do first, but what it is that you have to do first to get your side hustle going. Start getting those done, and just the most important thing is start taking them off, right? Set aside a time specifically for working on your side hustle and start taking them off. If you can't do it every day at the start, that's fine. Maybe do it every other day. But at least you have to be doing an hour, when you do sit down, to just focus on it and get it done. I'm sure within the time this lockdown is lifted, you'll be somewhere great. The final thing that we need to focus on in order to grow ourselves during this lockdown period is, of course, your body. Exercise, eat well. This is the time to get the body of your dreams. Hey, maybe you already have that. If you do, congratulations, all right? I don't, and I know a lot of people probably are in the same boat as me. So if you're one of those people, then make sure to get your ass in gear. Start exercising. I mean, there's lots and lots of celebrities and personal trainers who are running Instagram lives. Lots of apps, online workouts are completely free now. Everybody's promoting this whole get healthy and be fit type routine. So why not get on board? Follow these people along live and just do it. Set aside, even half an hour, 20 minutes. You can work out from home. Everybody's doing those now. So just do that and get started. But you know what? If you're stuck at home all the time anyway, you might as well go outside. What do? So actually, I take my phone with me and just put it on the park on the side, and I start following along. Because all those you people who are used to the gym and have never been to a class. Nowadays, there's loads of strength classes and fit classes that are focusing more on high intensity cardio or high intensity circuit training. Just take those and start doing them, and those are great. And you start burning loads of calories, and you'll develop some strength. So take it to the park if you want, or just do it at home. Perfect. Right, now we've covered all three of those things that you need to start working on in order to come out of this lockdown better than you went in, right? Listen, there's only two different ways that you can come out of this, right? Either you come out of this lockdown better than you went in, or you come out of it worse off. Not the same, but worse off because of the bad habits that you would have developed. And I, for one, would much rather and will definitely be coming out better than the way I went in. And I want all of you to join me on that. So this channel will really focus on a couple of things. Mainly, I'm going to be talking about property. If you don't know, I am starting on the journey of being a property investor. I'm relatively new, but basically if you're new as well but interested in property, hey, feel free to follow along the journey. I'll be sharing what I'm doing, how I'm getting my systems in order, websites that I might be building, and all the trackers that I'm having in order to make sure that my business will be tracking itself and progressing along. Follow along if you can, join in and share your journey as well. But if you're a newbie, feel free to grow with me, because I will definitely be growing during this time. And the second thing we'll talk about on this channel is exercise and getting fit and healthy as well. But in everything we do, I will definitely be positive and motivated, and I urge you to do the same. Listen, it's my first video. Comment and let me know what you think about it. I know I haven't got any fancy filters and things like that yet, but give me a little bit of time. I'll start doing it. Like I said, take the big things off of your list first, right? Fancy videos will come later. Anyway, thank you for watching my first ever YouTube video. If you liked it, click the like button. Definitely do subscribe, because I'll be bringing out more content, more value to you guys, so you can follow along and grow the journey with me. Thanks a lot. Catch you next time.